Okay, hi guys, it's Thane and
Judy
behind the camera.
I'm behind the camera.
We're over at our Albuquerque house. We're still cleaning up, fixing a few things, and so we're going to show you and share with you some of the little easy repair jobs you can do yourself. It's typical that like these mini blinds, these nice wooden ones, if you have someone come in from the blind store to do it, it could cost you thousands of dollars for doing the whole downstairs windows. And also the repair guy that comes out, he too can charge you almost as much as new blinds.
Isn't that insane?
So
I couldn't believe that. How
cheap and easy this is.
Okay, Thane has a knack, so listen up. First,
you got to take the little valence covers off. They're usually just barely held on by some old Velcro. And they didn't even align this very good when they put them in. Gosh. Anyway, so the valence is out of the way. Velcro piece right there. And we'll show you how to fix these problems where this little thing just spins, it doesn't really move. Or
yeah, can you see that? Here he's spinning it, but it's not doing anything. It's not opening.
And then it starts stripping.
Okay, so it's stripped.
This little piece in here is broken.
Okay.
So we're going to go fix it and replace the part that's the problem.
Okay.
I'll show you how to make a 5-minute solution. You lock this up in a good position like this. And you get these little guys to pop open, the little covers on each end.
So there's covers. I don't know if you can see that. It's so dark in here. Yeah. See the cover? Yeah, cool. Okay. And then there's another one on this side. Wait a minute, Thaner. Okay, now pop it open.
Usually you just need to push up on it. Worst case, you take a screwdriver.
Perfect. Okay.
So then I'm going to take it over to my little work area in the kitchen.
Okay.
If I can get this loose again.
Okay, it's a little dark in here, sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Pull this out.
All right.
Let's go fix it. Okay. You want to unattach the little hook here, whatever they call these little sticks.
Okay.
And so this is our target area here. In fact, I can even see some little pieces of plastic broken off.
Yep.
Another little one. Yep. This is all shattered, kind of. It's even broken apart.
Let's see if I can just give you a better picture. Here? Yep.
Now the trick is, this little rod here slides. Now each one of them is different. Some of them have little snap-on clips, but this one's got a permanent one that doesn't come off, doesn't snap off. But you can see in here, these are like resting in here. So the way we get it out, since I can't pull it all the way, sometimes you just break this out, but by lifting the area closest to the rod and also getting this loose here, you can lift up. You can see how it's now unseated from the rod there, and it's over now in the graveyard of old parts. Okay. Get all the little pieces of broken plastic out of there. So this is nice and loose now on one end. You can see the other two ends down here. This is still in nice and tight as the far one is too.
Okay, those are tight. Okay, cool.
Then paid $15, $16 for a set of 4 of these.
Okay.
That come brand new now. And this, you slide in so the little spinny part here gets down in there. But you also...
see, there's a little... the little crevy, the little hole, it's got to go right down in there.
And then you're going to be trying to
your fingers are in the way, okay.
This and get it kind of started.
Okay.
You can see how now I got it kind of in there, still loose.
Okay.
That almost looks like a broken one.
Oh no. Oh no.
Maybe not. Anyway, it's not quite seated, so you got to do the little seating, which you just did on down in this side. Then you pull this back and push down and get that little piece back in, and now we're all done.
Okay, so there's no glue, there's no anything to hold it in, you're just snapping it in place. Okay, that's cool, that's good to know.
I just saved and I got these on eBay,
Oh, they came from eBay. Okay.
For 15, 16 bucks.
Okay.
And this just saved us $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Okay. Well, we're going to go back over here. He's going to put it up, and let's see if it works. It's just going to snap into place. I don't know if you can see that. It's dark in here. Sorry, friends. There we go.
I don't know why it's not starting. Come on. It will slide in.
Yeah, it just takes a little maneuvering.
I think that's probably the problem. There we go.
There we go. Now he popped it in.
Parallel, you know, at the same time, you get them in easier. Then you snap it back. Snap the other one back into place. Now
okay.
They're secured.
All right.
Pretty little valence back up.
Okay. Thank goodness for Velcro. It just pops back up in there. Nice. Holds nicely tight. Okay.
And we let her down.
All right. Come on, baby. All right. Okay.
Put our little hook on.
All right, he's going to put the hook on. Okay.
This one's out of alignment up here, but let's get it aligned again.
All right. Okay.
Doesn't look good. And now.
Okay, he's twisting. Oh, wow. Voila.
It's no longer stripped. We can go both ways.
Nice.
Up
nice.
and down. And voila.
Okay, woohoo!
We're done.
We're done.
On to another project. Thought I'd share one other little part of life on the nature preserve, and that's this little T-Mobile can. It's for the internet connection, and we point it in the window that's probably closest to a direct alignment as we can get to the cell tower in town, about 10 miles away. We don't have a true direct line of sight, so you see this little mountain here. This kind of blocks us from having a true direct line of sight. But putting it in our master bedroom in this window, we do have a pretty good download, upload speeds for the bandwidth here. I've temporarily just plugged this Ethernet cable in here to uplink it to the router that's in the little data closet we have, which is kind of the central hub to running other wires, and Ethernet jacks to other parts of the house. And then at the end of each one, we have a little hotspot, internet or Ethernet hotspot, Wi-Fi hotspot actually. So I'll just show you where this cable runs to the little hub. It's buried in the center of the house, in the bathroom, in the very back of the closet, kind of out of sight, out of mind. Of course, there's Judy's kombucha there. She's got a gallon brewing. She's had some luck finally, and she'll probably share more of that in a future episode. But you can see this little panel here. I've taken the cover off. It's down there. And I've started running some more cables. But this is our little, what is it, like a 12-port hub or something. Anyway, it's powered over Ethernet. It's one of the more nicer, newer technologies for the devices, so you don't have to necessarily find power for them. But anyway, I run the wires down here underneath the house. This house has a crawl space, which makes it nice. You know, I can't tell you how nice it is having a house with a crawl space and or a good attic area for running cabling. Sorry for the little mess in this bathroom and closet. Do have a nice tub here, which we've used that a couple times now, but it uses a lot of water, so it's like we got to use it sparingly. Anyway, here's the view across the valley from the master bedroom, which is nice to wake up to. Nice to watch the sunset over here, as the sun does go down over in this area. And of course, when the weather gets a little nicer, and we're almost there, it's almost starting to feel like spring a little bit, we'll have a little fire pit outside here. be able to enjoy a cold drink or something in the summer and watch the sunset. Anyway, I'll show you. So one of the Ethernet ports comes up out here, and then I run a little cable, hide it behind Judy's desk for the little Wi-Fi hotspot, and that gives us a nice strong signal here. Back to the router and the modem. And then we have one also in the entertainment center area, in the main great room here. There's a little Wi-Fi hotspot back there that the cable runs to. It's kind of a mess to get to, but anyway, it gives this great room area a nice, good, strong Wi-Fi signal. Anyway, it's the last one I'm working on is right here. The crawl space is kind of not dangerous, but difficult to work with underneath in the apartment here. What I typically do is once the wires have been ran, you punch it down on a little faceplate here. It's got this little punch down pieces in the back here. I can go into more details of that in a video later, but they're pretty straightforward. You got 8 wires to punch down, 2 different patterns you can use. They call them an A or a B. I usually always punch things down with an A pattern. And then you crimp it on the other end inside that little data closet in the router. And then you connect it up to this little TP-Link. There's other brands and models, but I like these ones. They're cheap and easy to configure. I've done them enough times. Whatever the model here is. I think it's like what's that, PE 205 or 305. Anyway, these work as both an extender, a Wi-Fi extender, or they can be configured as a hotspot. And of course, I use them for hotspots. I've never had much luck with extenders. So I just prefer to run the hardwired cable to an area of the house, put a plate in, and punch it down good, and then plug one of these guys in. Then you get a nice strong Wi-Fi signal in that part of the house. So anyway, the apartment's still kind of a mess. We're slowly getting it organized and unpacked more, but this is one of the little projects yet to be done. So sorry we can't accommodate visitors right now, but hopefully real soon in the future we'll have this room cleaned out better. So while I'm waiting for a YouTube video to upload, I have a few more minutes left, I thought I'd just also share this little thing when it comes to running Ethernet in your home. This little tool set kit here, an Ethernet tester, and it's really useful. And you've got like a device that you can plug into your jack in a given room with the cable, and at the other end, maybe in your little data closet, if you've got a central closet where you're running all your Ethernet like I do, you can go ahead and plug in a cable between here and the jack or the hub or the router in our case. Though a lot of people would be using probably little hubs if they have a lot of wiring. Like in our old Albuquerque house, we had probably close to 10 Ethernet cables going to all the rooms. So when I was first wiring it up, I had a few rooms that just weren't working right. So this became really useful for helping to trace out which wire was bad, because it actually has like 1 through 8 pins. So each of the 8 wires, you can see which one's actually wired up right. And also, you can also confirm if you're, especially when you have a mess in a closet of a lot of cables coming in, you don't know which one goes where. You can go run up to a room, plug this end in, power it up, and then go back down to the wiring closet and then have this one in and just plug it in one at a time to the various wires or Ethernet cables you have coming into that central cable closet, basically, and determine which one goes to this guy in the bedroom or wherever your the wall plate is you're trying in a given bedroom or whatever you're trying to find. So it helps you quickly identify which one is mapped to where. So I think this is only like on Amazon a $25 tool or so. So it's a good thing if you're going to have a messy Ethernet wiring closet like I seem to always have every place I live. So if you have one too, I can't advise enough. You pick one up, or if you're thinking of doing one, pick one up. So another little chore I often do periodically is check out some of the components on the air conditioner. Just make sure everything's running okay. So most of these units have a little corner plate like this that wraps around them in the corners, and they have a few screws that hold them in. So you just take your screwdriver and remove it, and then down in okay, so on this side, this is an awkward place and position that to have this. It should be flipped around to the opposite so you can work on it not so tight against the house here, you know. But anyway, the most common problem, and I've changed a few over the years, is the capacitor goes out pretty often on these things. And they're only like a $10 or $15 part to replace. And I've already taken the capacitor out from this unit. And it's got the particular specs on the side here, so you know which one to go on Amazon and order. And good old Amazon Prime. In Albuquerque, we could get this in 2 days, but out here in Mountainair, it's more like a 4-day Amazon Prime we have. But better than nothing. Anyway, what you do is take your insulated pair of needle nose pliers, because you got to be very careful with this. There's 3 wires that connect up to these capacitors on these kinds of units for your more of your standard household units. And gently remove the 3 wires. There, I'll flip around. They look like these little connectors, and they pull off from the capacitor. There's 3 of them here, and you want to like take a picture of it before you remove them, so you know which one goes where. And you can kind of tell by these little 3 connectors here. They're all a little different. Like the one that, and I know it's gonna be hard to read because this one's in a little more, been out in the weather a bit. Anyway, the one that's closest to my thumb here says fan on it, and it's got 1 little connector, while the next one, which you probably can't read too well, says Herm, which is the one that goes to the compressor. And then the one with 4 little connectors is the common. So as you get it disconnected, again, very carefully with insulated pair of pliers here so you don't get yourself shocked real bad. And these are a serious voltage here. It will throw you across the room or even kill you if you had a weak heart. But once you get the wires off, it's then a good practice to go over here to the common, start there, and then go to the fan and short it out. Make sure there's no, get it to discharge all the power there so you don't get electrocuted. And then over to the, from the common to the Herm, short that one out too, which I did that earlier. I'm just showing for an example. Anyway, this is one of the first things I do when I get a chance, especially when you're new to a house and you don't know how the air conditioner is going to work. So I pop this guy out, take it inside my capacitance tester, and check it out and see if it's good or not. This one's not been running for quite a while, so I have my concerns. One other thing you can tell is by just glancing at them, if they're really in bad shape, this little top area here will be bubbled, and that's an indicator that it's really shot. But the ultimate test when you don't have a bubble here is go get your capacitance tester, and I'll show that next. Okay, so I got my capacitance little tester meter here, and what I got to do, and you can get one of these for, I think I got mine recently for about 20-25 bucks on Amazon. This is a New Cason XC6013L, good little unit. Anyway, you take your questionable little capacitor here. I'm taking it inside of the office where it's a little warmer, a little chilly outside at the moment to do anything. But you can see that there's some specs we need to read here on this label. And if you can't find them, if the label's all dirty or something, you can always look it up online and see what your air conditioner unit would normally take. Plus, I think it's on the label inside the air conditioner. But mine says, I'll try to zoom up here so you can see it too. It should say 70 farads here and 7 farads. The first one's for the Herm side, which is the compressor, and then the other 7 is for the fan. And it's plus or minus down there, what's that say, 5%, 6%? So those are the target values we're looking for capacitance on this unit. And so I've already set my meter to fan, and I got, oops, trying to hold it steady here, 7.6, and that's just where the fan should be. It was 7 plus or minus 5 or 6%. And now if I jump over to the Herm, leave the comment. Okay, it's kind of jumping all over the place. But it's getting pretty close to 70, 75, 70. So maybe this one's in good shape. I ordered a spare just in case. So that should hopefully be from Amazon 4 more days. But at least we'll have something spare here. I'll get this put back in. We have a warm day again, hopefully soon. I'll be able to give this AC a test, make sure it's working good. And if not, we'll take it to the next step, which is looking at the compressor.
So we're here, and Thane is just getting, sprucing up the walls. There's like nail holes and wires hanging out of dills, and so he's cleaning up a little bit, which is cool. It's really cool. So we got one. You can see the nail right there. He's going to get that one out. He got this one out, and he used like a wood piece to leverage, so he wouldn't put a hole in the wall, which was pretty cool, clever. Anyways. Okay, so now he's got his spackle. He's going to cover the hole up. And boy, do we got a big hole here. That nail came out. So unfortunately, when he found the paint, it was under the house. It had been sitting for quite a few years, and it doesn't match. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. Eventually, we're going to have to paint. It's going to be a little tricky, just because if you can see the ceiling, I'm just, I think even if you tape, it's still not going to be flesh and beautiful. So I don't know. It's going to be crazy. Trying to figure it out. But Thane will. He normally does. And it'll turn out beautiful. Got it?
Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to it, I think.
Yeah, and let it dry and then do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. But it looks so much better than those nails sticking out. It's too bad we couldn't have found anything just to put on the nails. So I just wanted to show you what he did a little bit ago. There was a nail above the little light plate. All right, it's not a light plate. It's for, I think it's for like face plates. So he covered that up. He's going to paint it, I think. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I think once it dries and we get some paint on there, it'll look beautiful. So, okay, so we're climbing up another ladder. As you can see, there's, see if I can kind of zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see.
Covered it pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I love how that just focuses in. All right. Yeah, that one's a lot better than the one you did on the other side. That looks good. All right. Perfect. Okay, here we are. And Thane's here. There he is with the rag.
Full of soapy stuff, the mild detergent, and then a clean one to wipe it out.
Okay, so as you can see, and let's see if I can zoom in, there was a leak. The cellar had a leak in the roof, and they fixed it. But this is what's left over. So Thane is, well, he wiped it once, and the white is gone. It looks like it's the same color of the paint, which is cool. So now he just has, you could see the stain around it, and let's see if we can get it. There we go. So he did it once, and I thought, wow, it looked pretty decent. We just have to get that ring around where the stain is. Uh-oh. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. All righty then.
See how that does it.
Yeah, and just give it, yeah. Yep. Okay.
So I'll just point out, we're doing a little more painting here too in the great room actually. And we had some loose wires like for speaker systems potentially here and other 3 or 4 spots around the room. And I kind of stuffed them back in for now out of the way so it just kind of doesn't stick out so much. So the walls are a little softer and don't have that kind of harsh wires hanging out. Had it over here too. And then we also did some cleanup up above here where we had other little nails and stuff. I pulled them all out. I left one because we have a new clock, one of those sunburst clocks from the 60s, mid-century thing. It's going to go there soon. It's on its way. Then we have a couple more that had wires dangling out here and here, and we got that cleaned up. And, of course, got our little, what is that, geese? I think, babe.
Yeah, they remind me of the Kenmare honkers. Go honkers.
Anyway, we also got the the horses. Though I don't think we have any wild horses around here.
I love the horses.
And we got a blank sectional wall that we know what kind of art we want. We want more wildlife centered on this wall. Some more metal art like we got with the horses.
Like a roadrunner and a
coyote, cactus.
Coyote. I mean, that's what you'd find out here.
Southwestern.
So that's what we're thinking.
So we'll probably get that too. And then again, there was nails all over and little scuffs, and so I got that painted up. Yeah. It looks a little more cleaner though. It's like the paint you can kind of see here, like the paint became glossy over the years. Color matches, but the glossiness is weird. Thank you for watching an episode of Nature Preserve Life in Mountainair, New Mexico. If you'd like to follow along and support our channel, please press the subscribe button and gong that bell to be notified. After all, it's free. Free is a very good price. In the future, we will plan to focus our episodes on our eco-friendly build of earthen construction and dark night astronomy, that big guy there, and tourism of the regional area, as well as establishing a Patreon account for the sole support of wildlife in Deer Canyon Preserve. So stay tuned. Cheers.